Yo, what is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the billion, back again with another daily video. Hope everybody out there is doing fantastic. Thanks for dropping by, checking this video out. Really appreciate it. So let's get into it. It's going to be a rant about Call of Duty. Now, every Wednesday, myself and Jez Corden of Windows Central, we do a podcast on my channel called the Xbox 2 Podcast. I think it's a really cool podcast. Check it out if you haven't. And one of the things we talked about was Call of Duty World War II. And I asked Jez if he thought that Call of Duty World War II would be 4K 60, native 4K 60 on Scorpio. And his answer was unequivocally yes. Based on his leaks that he has gotten over the past few months about Scorpio stuff, one of the leaks mentioned that Call of Duty will be true 4K, native 4K on Xbox One this holiday. And we all know that the devs prioritize frame rate as well. There's no way a Call of Duty game is not going to be 60 frames. So, with that said, with Jez saying he has leaks saying that Call of Duty is going to be native 4K, the devs prioritizing 60 frames per second, does that mean that this game is going to be 4K 60 on Scorpio? Sounds like it might be. It really, really is starting to sound like this might be the best version of the game outside of a PC version, which, do they even make Call of Duty on PC? I'm not even sure. I think they do, but I'm not even sure anybody plays it on PC. But anyways, so if Call of Duty is 4K 60 on the Scorpio, but not on PlayStation, will that help the Xbox version sell significantly better than the PlayStation version? Now, I know the PlayStation has the marketing deal with Call of Duty, and they've had it the last couple of years, but Call of Duty's always been a game that has been associated with Xbox. And I think it's one of Sony's weaker marketing deals based on the fact that everybody knows Call of Duty is on every system. They've known it since 2007, basically, or 2006 when the series kind of came to 360 and PS3. Microsoft had the marketing rights for forever, and then Sony recently got them a couple years ago. And even with the marketing deal, even with PlayStation having twice as many systems worldwide and like 1.7 million more here in the States, according to the insiders out there, that Call of Duty basically either sells better on Xbox still, or they're virtually similar. So obviously, I don't know if the marketing deal is helping that much with Sony. I think it's probably their weakest one just because of the history behind Call of Duty and its association with Xbox. But it seems that this year's Call of Duty has excited fans again. The boots to the ground multiplayer. If you look on their official page for the trailer, it's at 8 million views. It has 670,000 likes, 56,000 dislikes, and which is a stark comparison to last year's Infinite Warfare, which was one of the most disliked trailers of all time on YouTube. Are we going to see a resurgence of Call of Duty? A lot of people seem to think so. A lot of people think that Call of Duty is going to take back the throne, even though they are still king, but kind of reach the level they were before, Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare kind of tanked the sales a little bit. And a lot of also people I've been hearing, a lot of people think that Scorpio is going to launch alongside Call of Duty, and if that would be smart. I think it would be smart to have Scorpio out before Call of Duty. If they can have the Scorpio out before Call of Duty, then that would be great. If they launch it with Call of Duty, that'd be great. But if it comes out after it, not so much. So if I'm Microsoft, I'm trying to get Scorpio out the door before Call of Duty comes out, because this game seems to have energized the Call of Duty base. A lot of people want the game. A lot of people are excited by the return of World War II, of the return of basic, boots of the ground multiplayer. No more jetpacks, no more exosuits, none of that jumping around, wall running stuff that Titanfall had. None of that stuff. They want that return to like Call of Duty 2, that type of multiplayer. And hey, Call of Duty's gonna give it to you now. So be careful what you wish for. I mean, hopefully you guys like it. But if Call of Duty's 4K 60 on Scorpio and not on the PS4 Pro or anywhere else, does that help out Xbox at all? Will people pick up a Scorpio because of it? It seems that Microsoft has gone down the road of saying basically that the Scorpio is going to be a system for third-party to play the best games of the the best versions of third-party games, because their little first-party lineup is a little sparse this holiday, and I've made the case for them delaying Sea of Thieves to next year. So maybe that works in their favor. And you guys know me, I'm not much of a resolution guy. I really prefer frame rate, and I'm not much of a multiplayer guy for Call of Duty. I prefer the single player. I'm just kind of wondering how all this is going to play out. Will having the most powerful system that plays third-party games the best, because those are what move the industry, will that help out Scorpio? Or will the status quo just remain exactly how it's been? Basically PS4 winning. I mean, it's something, it's interesting. It's an interesting take on it. We'll just have to wait and see what the pricing of Scorpio is, how the games actually run on this system. But it would be kind of big for a lot of people, not just Xbox fans, but a lot of people who just really enjoy gaming and want to play the best versions of a game. If somehow Scorpio version of Call of Duty was native 4K 60 frames ultra settings, while the PS4 Pro version doesn't hit native 4K, maybe they use checkerboard. I don't know. I'm just saying, if there's a big difference between those, a lot of people might choose to play on and get Scorpio if the price is right of the system. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Make sure you check out the Xbox 2 podcast we did with Jez yesterday to hear more about the stuff and all the stuff that Jez has been talking about on Windows Central. So yeah, if you like the video, hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more content, and I will see you guys tomorrow.